They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream.
Welcome to the Sunday Market Breakdown. We'll be looking at the DXY. So looking at the DXY now, we can see from that the DXY has been moving sideways for quite some time. But now, as we're looking at this sideways price action, you can see that price has broken that low. Now, if price is broken that low, then means it's now going up. We're going up to break that high also, and that's what we're anticipating in the market. Looking at the way price is right now, is likely to go to that low because it's very close. You can see the gap to the low. Now looking at those two candles, you can see that the bearish candle is a movement to the downside. So on the daily time frame, as you can see, this is how we're gonna interpret that the candles, you can see they're now reacting to that area. It's broken above and now it's coming down. That's an area of inflection. Right, price is most likely to come back to that area, to bounce to that area before it actually goes up. So we could have price coming here and bouncing up before it goes up to break that high. This is what's most likely because of that area. So that price is reacting. So now looking at this area, which is going to be our area of interest, which is where price is likely to bounce. So this is our idea of a sell. Looking at the market break below that area, and we have a continuation a break that will take us to the downside to that area before it actually goes up to break the high. That's it, our idea of a sell. We'll be looking at that logo there, that inflection point, that price actually does break that area to go to the downside. Anything below there would be a signal for a sell. So on our top six, the first pair that we have on our top six, as you can see, you have all the six pairs. The first pair that we have now is the Euro USD. We'll be going on a weekly time frame, looking at the market nature of this pair. The pair is looking very amazing. As you can see, we have a high there, which is our area of value, but now price is at an area of interest. So it's actually at an area of interest, which could mean one of two things. That price, the way they could react and go up from that area of interest, or could go down just for that area, depending on the correlation with the DXY. If the DXY is going up, then price is going down. If the DXY is going down, the price is going up. So that's the correlation like that. So it's gonna be opposite to what the DXY is. That's why we have the DXY on our top six. So looking at this on the daily time frame, you can see that prices reacted to that area, which is our area of interest, and we had a gap, and prices now fill up that gap. Now, is this enough for a reversal? That's the question that's due. Is this enough for a reversal? On the 4-hour time frame, you can see likely the market nature is very corrective rather than direct, while approaching any 4-hour inflection point, breaking above and initially going down. Now, on the 1-hour time frame, we can see the price is actually broken. We need price to break that inflection point if it comes for a downside so that we can take this out. That's the idea of our entry, which is going to be just a 10 pip stop loss. What we actually need is price to break that area of inflection, and so that we can have that trade. We would have a register risk entry before taking anything. So looking at this, price could just break above and give a continuation to go to the upside, which was something that we'll also be looking at. But now we'll be looking at that area to dictate whether price is going up or down. Now on the second pair, also we'll be looking at the second pair from the weekly time frame. So the market nature, you can see from here how the price and the market nature has been moving. So far, you can see the price is at the high of an area of value. It has broken the area of value, though we have another area of value above. Price is at an area of value. That's our area of value now. So which means price is likely to reverse to that area to fill up that gap on the downside. That's what we're actually hoping price comes to fill up that gap, bounce to that area before it actually breaks that area of value above. So it's all clear on the daily time frame. This is what we're looking at from the daily time frame. What you can see is the candle shapes there. It's bullish. It's been consistently bullish. So on the 4-hour time frame, looking at this, let me remove this for clarity. Then let me remove that. So what actually happens that price needs to break that area and give us a continuation below there for us to say, okay, this is a sell. If we have something as a continuation below that area, that's 100% a sell because we have enough impulse and we have enough to support the sell because price is breaking that area of value. That's what we'll be looking at now. But if you're looking at it from a higher time frame perspective, you can see the bullish candles. Now we need a bearish candle that engulfs the bullish candle like that. Then from there, that's when we could say, okay, now we're on a sell. We need, and if we have two bearish candles on the daily time frame, that will be follow through to 100% confirm that this is definitely 100% a sell. So that will take 2 days to form. But now, if we're looking at price for what it currently is showing us, which was bullish consistent candles. Now on the lower time frame, you can see we have that pivot point here and the market nature moving to that point. So what we're actually looking for would be price to retest that area, form an expanding, and remember the expanding is above, which means this is most likely a buy. With the daily confirmation candles, consider consistent bullish candlesticks. This is most likely a buy. Is what we'll be looking at. So that is our view on the pair. So now moving on to the next pair on a weekly time frame. Looking at this pair, you can see clearly we're now on a sideways market move where price is moving like that. We have a high there that's above that area. And now we have another high that price is here to fill. You can see that price is here to fill up that high, but it's now at an area of interest. Looking at that, you can tell we have another area of value. We have another area of value below. So looking to see which area does price fill up first. Price for it to go up, it needs to bounce on the low if it goes up. But now looking at this market nature here, you can see price clearly broken and you can see those two reversal candles. That's 100% reversal candle that indicates that this is a bearish move. Looking at clearly from the 4-hour, you can see that we had a correction and now price is trading below that correction, which we likely to retest above there. And then looking at this price nature, we are below that corrective price nature. Now, because we are retesting above a high, we need a reduced risk entry for us to take an entry on the trade. We need to take a reduced risk entry for us to actually take an entry on this trade. Looking at this from here on a 1-hour time frame, so what we could have this corrective market nature. You can see this is not actually direct, but if price breaks above there and have a continuation like this, would actually take a bearish entry, which is going to be our sell. Reason being because the market nature that is approaching that inflection point is very corrective. Now we're looking at a reduced risk entry. Can we manage it to the low? That's the most significant part of that entry. Can we move it to break even when it gets to the low? Looking at the risk to reward ratio, 100% we can move it to break even, which makes this a highly valued trade. Now Let's go back to the higher time frame. You can see the overall target will be this first overall target. That's the first overall target at an area of interest. That's our first area of interest that we're really interested in to see price get there. Now we have another pair on the top six. This is the Euro JVP. Looking at it, you can see we have a high and area of values, a lot of area of values above. And now, as I was looking through, as I was looking through this price nature, it seemed to me the correction to go up. That's what I was looking at as an impulse correction, impulse to go up. But now price has broken below instead. So, meaning the move to the upside is now invalidated. We're now looking for a downside, a bearish move to that area to fill up that gap right there. That's what we're looking at. Or on the 4-hour time frame, we could see that prices actually did break that area, and we have a tiny area inflection point there, which is far off. But now, how do we trade? How do we get such entry? We go to the 1-hour time frame, and we'll be looking for structural entry to see how price behaves. If price gives us anything of this sort of nature, this would definitely be a good weighted 1-hour time frame, or you could get a registered entry from there if the market moves that way, which is also a value trade. From there, if we take that, that's 100% a value trade. But we'll be looking at the main risk entry. The price does form that structure that we're looking for. Now, price could behave and move to the upside and gives a continuation to the upside, and we'll start trading it above that area. This is when we'll be looking for entries to go above, only above that area. But now, since we're below, we're looking for sales. That's my perspective on the pair. Now, looking at our other pair, my view on this pair on the weekly time frame would need a lot of patience because the pair is at an all-time high. Looking at that, price is breaking every high. Could price form a new high, or is price coming down to that area? Now we look at that candlestick over there. It's a very indecisive candlestick. Move to the 4-hour, you can see we have a push down, which is not really a bearish candle. This is a momentum candle. You see, this is a momentum candle. Going down again, you can see this is just momentum. It's not actually a follow through for a sell. So we need to break that area for us to actually go to the downside, because price could go to the upside just like that, looking at the way the market nature will form. So nothing is confirmed yet on the pair. You can see it needs time. So, but if price breaks above, to justify it there, to take a sell. If we have a continuation, because that's weighted above, and that could justify the sell. That could justify the sell. That's the only way we can justify that we're selling this pair, because for me, it seems to be not valid. Also looking at that, that would be the only way we can take the sell on that pair. Now going to our last pair in the top 6, analyzing it on the weekly, you can see it here that we've moved up. We have an area of value there. The price is also broken an area of value. We have another area of value to the downside, which is where price is most likely coming back to. Given the way price is moving, could go up to break that area. So anything is probable bubble at this moment. On the daily time frame, we analyze the price has broken an inflection point over there, and you can see the two candlesticks there. The two candlesticks which signifies a buy. We have rejection and then a bearish engulfing, which is a follow through. This is all signaling a sell. Those two candlesticks are all signaling a sell. Now, the market niche is not really of the best, especially given the fact of we were positioned. Price could just do that and go to the upside and bounce to that area. So for us to have our confirmed sell, we need to actually move below those price action, all of those correction and that low, that tiny low there, and form a continuation. That will be what we'll be looking at to give us an entry, and then could have an entry at that area, could have a continuation there. That's the only way we could justify sell. We could have something like that. Should be perfect. We could take an entry there, definitely at 10. So somewhere there we could take that. There could be our risk. Looking at this, we'll be looking at our first target, which is that low there, where price to bounce up to go outside. Looking at the first low, we can move price to break even to target that area of interest there. This is our view on this pair. This is our top 6 for the week. Thank you.
They gon' love me for my ambition. Easy to dream a dream.